Shame and guilt are two emotions that can have a powerful impact on our lives. They can hold us back from achieving our goals and living a fulfilling life. But what if there was a way to overcome these feelings and transform them into something positive? This is where Stoicism comes in. Stoicism offers a practical way to deal with negative emotions. According to Epictetus, first off, don't let the force of the impression carry you away. Say to it, hold up a bit and let me see who you are and where you are from. Let me put you to the test. By focusing on what is within our control and accepting what is not, we can learn to live a life free from shame and guilt. In this post, we will explore the transformative power of Stoicism and how it can help you overcome shame and guilt to live a more fulfilling life. Understanding shame and guilt. They can consume us, weighing us down and preventing us from living a fulfilling life. Understanding the nature of shame and guilt is the first step towards overcoming their grip on us. Shame is a deeply rooted feeling of unworthiness, a belief that we are fundamentally flawed or defective. It is often triggered by a perception of failure or a violation of social norms and expectations. When we experience shame, we feel exposed, humiliated, and disconnected from others. It erodes our self-esteem and can lead to a cycle of self-blame and self-criticism. Guilt, on the other hand, arises from a sense of responsibility for a perceived wrongdoing or harm caused to others. It is the internal moral compass that signals when our actions have deviated from our values. While guilt can be a healthy response that encourages us to make amends and learn from our mistakes, it can also become excessive and paralyzing. Both shame and guilt can hinder our personal growth and prevent us from enjoying a fulfilling life. They hold us back from taking risks, pursuing our passions, and forming meaningful connections with others. They keep us trapped in a cycle of negativity, self-doubt, and self-sabotage. However, it is important to recognize that shame and guilt are not permanent states of being. They are emotions that arise from specific situations and experiences. By understanding their triggers and underlying causes, we can begin to challenge and reframe our thoughts and beliefs. The transformative power of Stoicism lies in its teachings to cultivate self-awareness, acceptance, and resilience. Stoicism encourages us to recognize that we cannot control everything that happens to us, but we have control over our thoughts, attitudes, and reactions. By embracing the Stoic principles of virtue, wisdom, and equanimity, we can start to untangle ourselves from the grip of shame and guilt. Stoicism's perspective on shame and guilt. Stoicism offers valuable insights into the complex emotions of shame and guilt. In Stoic philosophy, these emotions are seen as hindrances to living a fulfilling life, and the key lies in understanding their true nature and how to overcome them. According to Stoicism, shame arises when we believe we have failed to live up to our own moral standards or societal expectations. It is a powerful emotion that can consume us, leading to self-criticism and a negative self-image. Guilt, on the other hand, stems from the belief that we have transgressed against our own values or harmed others. The Stoics teach us that dwelling on shame and guilt is unproductive and counterproductive. Instead, they encourage us to reflect on our actions, learn from our mistakes, and strive to do better in the future. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of focusing on what we can control, which is our own thoughts, attitudes, and actions. By accepting responsibility for our choices and taking proactive steps to improve, we can transcend the burden of shame and guilt. One powerful Stoic practice for dealing with shame and guilt is the practice of self-examination. This involves a sincere and honest assessment of our thoughts, words, and deeds, without judgment or self-condemnation. By reflecting on our actions with a calm and rational mindset, we can gain clarity and understanding, leading to personal growth and transformation. Stoicism also teaches us to cultivate a sense of gratitude and acceptance. Rather than dwelling on past mistakes, the Stoics encourage us to focus on the present moment and make the most of what life has to offer. By shifting our perspective and embracing a mindset of resilience and virtue, we can rise above shame and guilt and pave the way for a more fulfilling and meaningful life. Acceptance and responsibility. Embracing Stoic principles of acceptance and responsibility can have a transformative impact on our lives, especially when it comes to overcoming shame and guilt. Stoicism teaches us to acknowledge and accept the things that are beyond our control, while focusing on what we can control: our thoughts, actions, and responses. When we adopt a Stoic mindset, we understand that dwelling on past mistakes or feeling ashamed of our past actions serves no purpose. Instead, we take responsibility for our actions, recognizing that we have the power to learn from our mistakes and make better choices moving forward. By accepting the things that we cannot change, such as past events or the actions of others, we free ourselves from the burden of guilt and shame. Stoicism teaches us to shift our focus from dwelling on the past to actively shaping our present and future. Taking responsibility for our own thoughts and actions empowers us to make positive changes in our lives. Rather than blaming external factors or circumstances for our shortcomings, Stoicism encourages us to take ownership of our choices and strive for personal growth and improvement. Stoic principles remind us that our worth is not defined by past mistakes or external validation. Instead, it lies in our ability to cultivate virtues such as wisdom, courage, and resilience. By embracing acceptance and responsibility, we can let go of shame and guilt, paving the way for a more fulfilling and meaningful life. Cultivating self-compassion and forgiveness. Cultivating self-compassion and forgiveness is a transformative practice that can free us from the burdens of shame and guilt, allowing us to live a more fulfilling and meaningful life. In the Stoic philosophy, self-compassion is not about excusing or justifying our actions, but rather acknowledging our humanity and embracing our imperfections. To cultivate self-compassion, we must first recognize that making mistakes and experiencing guilt and shame is a part of being human. We all have flaws, and it is through our mistakes that we have the opportunity to learn, grow, and become better versions of ourselves. By accepting this truth, we can begin to extend compassion towards ourselves, offering understanding and kindness when we falter. Forgiveness is another crucial aspect of overcoming shame and guilt. Stoicism teaches us that forgiveness is not condoning or forgetting the wrongdoing, but rather a conscious decision to let go of the negative emotions associated with it. Holding on to resentment and self-condemnation only perpetuates our suffering, preventing us from moving forward and embracing a more fulfilling life. Practicing forgiveness involves acknowledging the pain caused by our actions, both towards ourselves and others, and actively choosing to release the emotional burden associated with it. This process can be challenging, requiring honesty, introspection, and a willingness to confront our own vulnerabilities. However, by letting go of grudges and self-judgment, we create space for growth, healing, and a more authentic connection with ourselves and those around us. Stoic practices to overcome shame and guilt. Applying Stoic practices can be a powerful tool in overcoming feelings of shame and guilt, ultimately leading to a more fulfilling life. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that emphasizes personal virtue and resilience, provides practical techniques for managing and reframing negative emotions. One of the key principles of Stoicism is recognizing what is within our control and what is not. When it comes to shame and guilt, it is crucial to understand that dwelling on past actions or events that are beyond our control will only hinder our progress. Stoicism teaches us to focus on the present moment and take responsibility for our actions moving forward. To overcome shame, Stoicism encourages the practice of self-reflection and self-acceptance. By acknowledging our mistakes and shortcomings without judgment, we can learn from them and strive to do better in the future. Stoic teachings remind us that we are all fallible human beings and that growth and improvement are continuous processes. Guilt, on the other hand, often stems from regretting past actions or decisions. Stoicism proposes a shift in perspective by reframing guilt as a motivation for positive change. Instead of wallowing in guilt, Stoic practices encourage us to use it as a catalyst for personal growth and development. By focusing on what we can do differently going forward, we can transform guilt into a driving force for positive action. Stoic mindfulness practices such as meditation and journaling can also be instrumental in overcoming shame and guilt. These practices help cultivate self-awareness, allowing us to observe and understand our emotions without being consumed by them. Through regular reflection and introspection, we can gain a deeper understanding of the root causes of our shame and guilt and develop strategies to address them in a healthy and constructive manner. Stoicism offers valuable insights and practical techniques for overcoming shame and guilt. By applying Stoic principles, practicing self-reflection, and reframing negative emotions, we can break free from the burdens of the past and create a more fulfilling and virtuous life. Reframing negative thoughts and beliefs. Reframing negative thoughts and beliefs is a powerful practice that can truly transform your life. In the realm of Stoicism, this technique is highly valued and can help you overcome feelings of shame and guilt, ultimately leading to a more fulfilling and contented existence. When negative thoughts and beliefs take hold, they can cloud our perception of ourselves and the world around us. We may start to believe that we are unworthy, flawed, or inadequate in some way. This internal dialogue of self-judgment can be incredibly damaging and prevent us from fully embracing our potential. However, by employing the principles of Stoicism, we can challenge and reframe these negative thoughts. Stoicism teaches us to question the validity of our beliefs and consider alternative perspectives. It encourages us to examine the evidence and rationality behind our negative thoughts, allowing us to see them for what they truly are: distorted and unhelpful narratives. For instance, if we are plagued by feelings of shame for a past mistake, Stoicism invites us to reflect on the situation objectively. We can ask ourselves questions such as, was the mistake truly unforgivable? Did I learn and grow from it? Is it fair to judge myself solely based on this one incident? By reframing our negative thoughts and beliefs in this way, we can begin to cultivate self-compassion and understanding. We recognize that we are complex beings capable of growth and change. Stoicism empowers us to shift our focus from dwelling on past mistakes to actively taking steps toward personal development and improvement. Reframing negative thoughts also extends to our perception of others. Stoicism teaches us to approach people and situations with empathy and understanding. Instead of immediately jumping to negative assumptions or judgments, we can reframe our thoughts to consider alternative explanations or perspectives. This practice fosters healthier relationships and promotes a sense of unity and compassion within our interactions. The transformative power of Stoicism lies in our ability to reframe negative thoughts and beliefs. By challenging the validity of these internal narratives, we can overcome shame and guilt, paving the way for a more fulfilling and meaningful life. Through this practice, we can cultivate self-compassion, personal growth, and healthier relationships with others. Embrace the power of reframing and unlock your true potential with Stoicism. Building resilience and inner strength. Building resilience and inner strength are key components of living a fulfilling life, especially when it comes to overcoming shame and guilt. One of the fundamental principles of Stoicism is understanding that we have control over our own thoughts and actions, while external events are beyond our control. By focusing on what we can control, we can develop resilience and inner strength to navigate through challenging situations. Stoicism teaches us to accept our past mistakes and learn from them, rather than dwelling on guilt and shame. It encourages us to view setbacks and failures as opportunities for growth and self-improvement. This mindset shift allows us to let go of negative emotions and move forward with a renewed sense of purpose. Practicing mindfulness and self-reflection are essential in building resilience. By being aware of our thoughts and emotions, we can identify patterns of negative thinking and replace them with more positive and empowering ones. Stoic practices such as journaling, meditation, and affirmations can aid in cultivating this self-awareness and developing a resilient mindset. In addition, cultivating a strong support system is crucial in building resilience. Surrounding ourselves with like-minded individuals who share our values and beliefs can provide the encouragement and support needed to overcome shame and guilt. Stoic principles also emphasize the importance of virtuous relationships and community, as they contribute to our overall well-being and emotional resilience. By embracing Stoic teachings and incorporating its practices into our daily lives, we can build the resilience and inner strength necessary to overcome shame and guilt. This transformative power of Stoicism opens the door to a more fulfilling and meaningful existence, where we can grow, thrive, and live in alignment with our true selves. Embracing a fulfilling life with Stoicism. Embracing a fulfilling life with Stoicism can be a transformative experience. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy practiced by the likes of Marcus Aurelius and Seneca, offers practical wisdom and guidance for navigating the challenges of life and finding inner peace. One of the key teachings of Stoicism is the importance of focusing on what is within our control and letting go of what is not. This mindset shift allows us to release the burden of shame and guilt that often hold us back from living a fulfilling life. Instead of dwelling on past mistakes or feeling weighed down by regret, Stoicism teaches us to accept our imperfections and focus on making better choices moving forward. Stoicism also emphasizes the power of gratitude and finding joy in the present moment. By cultivating a mindset of gratitude, we can shift our focus from what we lack to what we already have. This shift in perspective can bring about a profound sense of fulfillment and contentment as we learn to appreciate the simple joys and blessings in our lives. Moreover, Stoicism encourages us to embrace challenges and view them as opportunities for growth. Rather than avoiding discomfort or seeking constant pleasure, Stoicism teaches us to face adversity head-on and cultivate resilience. By developing a mindset that is resilient and adaptable, we can navigate life's ups and downs with grace and emerge stronger from difficult experiences. In essence, embracing Stoicism allows us to let go of shame and guilt, cultivate gratitude, and face challenges with resilience. By adopting these principles into our lives, we can tap into the transformative power of Stoicism and create a path towards a truly fulfilling life. By adopting Stoic principles and practices, you can learn to navigate and overcome these negative emotions, ultimately leading to a greater sense of fulfillment and personal growth. Remember, self-reflection, acceptance, and focusing on what is within your control are key pillars of Stoicism that can help you on your journey towards a more meaningful and contented life. Embrace the Stoic mindset and let it guide you towards a life free from the burdens of shame and guilt.